Hey everyone, and welcome to the channel. So today we get to take a look at the 2024 Ford Mustang GT. This model is finished off in grabber blue, and the GTs have a starting MSRP at just over $44,000. So we have a very performance-oriented muscle car. This model also has some cosmetic goodies that I will go over. So let's start off with what this is powered by. This is the 5-liter naturally aspirated Coyote V8. This model is paired to the 10-speed automatic, and it now pumps out 480 horsepower, 415 pound-feet of torque. Sent to those rear wheels, it will propel this 3,800-pound muscle car from 0 to 60 in around 4 seconds, and it has a top speed of 155 miles an hour. Now, as we work our way to the exterior styling, this has a functional heat extraction vent, finish off in gloss black, with some nice lines running down the hood. There's the very large and wide grille with the pony logo, plenty of cutouts to provide cooling to that engine. Very sleek set of LEDs for those housings there, as well as having the dark housing to them. There's the sensor for the distance pacing, a lot more cutouts in that lower section as well. And then the small front lip spoiler there. Now this also has a pretty basic set of 19-inch wheels. This model also has the 4-piston Brembo brake calipers up front, single pistons in the rear. However, you can opt for 4 pistons in the rear as well. And this model also has a stripe and GT, which has been added along with Coyote, which I think that is a really cool badge to see. There's body colored side mirrors and then very nice lines running down the side. The reflectors have also been tinted as well, which I think is a great touch. This does have the factory gloss black trunk mounted wing. There's the 3D dimensional taillights there with the sequential turn signals. There's also parking sensors in the lower section there, as well as the reverse light, dual exhaust, which we can take a listen to. We don't have the auto rev with the remote control here, the key fob, which is an option with the active exhaust. But as we take a look at the cargo space now, we do have a carbon fiber wrapped lower section here, and then a good bit of space in the trunk here. You can fold those back seats down if you want a little bit more space. So you can make this practical as a daily driver. Now the door panel has some really cool accents to it. There's leather. This accent just above it, we have the window adjustments, side mirror controls, storage, this aftermarket carbon fiber grab handle cover there. And then a two-tone design for the seats with the leather and the cloth. They are automatic to move forwards and backwards, and then manual for this backrest. There's also a lever in the back to push that seat forwards, or you can gain access to the back. Now at 5'10", this isn't really where I would want to be, but you could use it if you needed to, or have it for additional storage. If you have some kids, maybe you want a practical sports car for smaller kids, it will be more beneficial for that. Or if you just like the car in general, you have those seats to use if and when you need to. We have the leather steering wheel with the flat bottom design, cruise control settings, there's paddle shifters. You have a few steering adjustments that you can go into as well, just by pushing on that. And then you have volume adjustments and the rest of these controls to go over the gauge cluster here. So we have a lot of info. This is currently the track setting now. So we have all this information that is over on that right side. And using modes here, this is how you can go through the rest of these driving modes. So you have a few here, just depending on what you'd like to see. And we'll go over more of these once we get to the infotainment system. Now there's your headlight adjustments along with a trunk release. And then with the infotainment system, we can push on home, where we can go to this screen right here where we have a split view for everything. There's also settings where you can get through all this info along with the info on the right side, so you can quickly go between all of that. There's also features, so you can get into My Mustang, where you can go through quite a lot. So you have some performance-oriented features here. There's also some accessory gauges, so you can monitor those. A custom mode, so you can set this up based on your driver profile. And then cluster theme is how you can change the gauge cluster here. You can also have it change with the driving modes too. So when you use this control here, that's how they will change. But now we have sport. There's also track, which I showed earlier. You have a calm screen. And then there's also two old school screens. You have the classic 67 to 68 and then 87 to 93 for the Fox Body Mustang. So pretty cool tribute to see for those. And then with it in the normal setting, now we can go through a lot more information with all of the gauge cluster settings here. So very nice to see all of that. And then if we go back to the infotainment system, we can exit out of this, where you have a few other controls, and then all of your climates are in the lower section, including your heated seat adjustments. Now there's also a shortcut to My Mustang, so you can quickly get to that. There's traction control, favorites, you have an AC adjustment, and then volume and power for your audio. There's auxiliaries down below. We have a massive rear view camera there. There's also drive and the manual settings, so you can use those paddles. You have some auxiliaries in the armrest there, plenty of storage in the glove box. And then up top, there's the dome lights, as well as a rear view mirror and the sunglass holder. And then here's a look at visibility. It's pretty open for this style vehicle. It's what you'd expect to be able to see over both shoulders. And from second gear, here we go. And just like that, we're up to speed. And you have so much more potential. Check out the GT that we took to the mountains to really see what this is like. But here's what it's like now to be behind the wheel for the Mustang GT. I think it's a really nice layout, and we have a really nice American muscle car to go with. Now that the Camaro is no longer, I believe they're bringing it back as an electric vehicle, you are down to this or the Dodge Challenger. Dodge Challenger is a much bigger vehicle, much heavier. You can still get a manual on that. You have some different engine options as well. So really, I think the Mustang is your best bet now, unless Chevrolet can bring back the combustible engine for their Camaro. Mustang is incredibly popular. I see them everywhere, almost every day. But it's a fun car, nonetheless. So let's give it another acceleration here. Very smooth in the shifts too, which is nice. Smooth on the downshifts as well, because we have the built-in rev matching for this, of course. And it's a nice practical vehicle. So this is something that you can daily drive, and then when you're ready to, you can hit the back roads. You can take it on a long road trip. It's a very versatile vehicle all around, which I think is nice, including the back seat space, which you're really not going to use, but it is there if you need it. So it just makes it for a well-rounded vehicle that is daily drivable. That is going to wrap it up for the 2024 Ford Mustang GT. Once again, a huge shout out to Carolina Auto Direct for providing this for me today. Take a look at their website, link is down below. Give the video a huge thumbs up and consider smashing that subscribe button so you don't miss out on our daily uploads. I will see you all in the next video.